I'm Megan Skidmore. For 2.5 years, I have been talking about evolving faith journeys. I started to tire of the heaviness of this focus. I had the clear message come through. It is time for Beyond the Shadow of Doubt podcast to evolve into Living Beyond the Shadow of Doubt podcast. With the same vulnerability and unapologetic authenticity, I will be focusing on the joy in this journey, the life and the living that comes on the other side of maybe, on the other side of what's possible. I want to talk about claiming spiritual sovereignty and becoming your own captain of your vessel. Let's celebrate releasing what no longer aligns for you and connecting with your higher power and honor expanding your energy field to make room for all things new. Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Living Beyond the Shadow of Doubt. Super excited for you to join me for today's interview. I have Nataliya, and I don't want to mispronounce your name. Tell us how you say your last name.
Nataliya Preiss.
Preiss. Okay. That must be like a French or a German spelling.
It's German. It's my ex-husband's last name that I really wanted to change after divorce. And then he passed, and I decided I would keep my last name to honor my son.
Got it.
So we have the same last name. Yeah.
I see. Well,
everything has meaning, right? The way we
yes, it
attach it.
does.
It's just
It
like when
does.
you reframe it.
For sure.
I'm honored to have last name as my son.
Absolutely. Well, Nataliya, I reached out to have you as a guest because you are I'll say a fellow cast member on Writer's Island. You are on season 2, which was filmed in late September, early October, right?
Yes, in October.
Of this year. And I was on season 1, and I'm so excited to get to know you, even if it's virtually. I know we will meet in person eventually, but I'm excited to share your story with my guests. So welcome and thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. I would love to share this story.
Yes. Can
of
you
the channeling books and visiting Writer's Island and TV shows coming up the months we launch our books, and the just beautiful sisterhood, and the whole journey was just full of miracles.
Totally agree. Can you start by sharing with us a little bit about your background? I know you are from a different country. I'll let you fill in the blanks. But share with us, just so we have kind of a point of reference, a little bit about your upbringing. I know what you shared about your faith, but were you born into a certain religion? Tell us a little bit about that part of your earlier parts of your life.
Hi, I was born in Ukraine,
Okay.
which used to be Soviet Union, the times when I was born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
I I live in United States more than 2 years.
Okay.
So geographically, yes, I'm from Ukraine, but I'm come from the lineage of women who know resilience, who have scars and
Mm-hmm.
treasures in their blood. I have very strong women in my lineage. And when I was born and raised, it was Soviet Union, so there was no religion, no spirituality, no church. Church was actually banned.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the God was still there, right?
Yes.
Secretly. I learned from my grandma who baked the sacred bread on Easter and lit the candle on Christmas. I learned the devotion through singing with her while we
That's
were
beautiful.
manually, making dumplings. It's like Ukrainian
Yeah.
traditional dish. So it was that truth opened my heart, and I kept it for later, only later on in life, I reopened to that truth and direct communication with God. Because being, growing up in the Soviet Union, um, was no middleman, right? There was no church. I didn't learn about God through a priest. I learned it was direct communication with me, praying as a little girl. And it's just funny story. When I was 11 or 12, I was very intuitive all my life. So when I was 11 or 12 years old, I decided to call in spirit of the house just for fun. I saw some movie and I decided it would be fun to do it. And the spirit showed up and I freaked out. so, I yelled, I don't want to see any spirits ever again. And the connection disappeared. Now I understand that the invisible world honors when we say no because of free will. So I had disconnection until later when I had my first child, and it was natural labor, and I prayed to Mother Mary, and I felt so guided, so supported, so held by her. And
While
that
you were
the
in
motherhood
childbirth.
opened my heart, right? Because I think a child's birth is a woman's first initiation, the first ego death. That's an opportunity. Maybe not everyone is using it as awakening and opening even more, but I'm sure that every good mother honors those, especially the first 2 years. We're so intuitive, connected. We feel everything, not just your child's needs. If we feel everything, we're in the creative mode. And looking back, I would say my 2 pregnancies were the most peaceful season of my life when I was so open and so connected.
So from the time that you were young and you said you tried to call in the spirits of the home,
Yeah,
is how
for
you
fun.
said it. From
Yeah.
that point, you really kind of, it startled you. It kind of, you said, freaked you out, right? So you were young, and it wasn't until you were in pregnancy and childbirth and motherhood that
Yeah.
you then introduced or tried to connect in a spiritual way again.
Yeah, because when the heart is closed, we cannot receive, right? That's what's the beauty of the prayer. That's when we allow to be still and open our heart, even a little bit. Hope. Um, so when I closed my heart because of fear, again, fear closing the heart too, right? Then I got married very young. On the first year of college, I married my I guess sweetheart, and we had a wedding and a baby. And somewhere between diapers and breastfeeding at night, I was studying for my college degree, and we lost. We lost our connection because we met, we were very young, so we didn't know ourselves. So we lost ourselves before we knew ourselves. So marriage didn't work. And it was a moment I was very bitter. I closed my heart.
Okay.
And I listened. Somebody gave me very bad advice that I followed. She said, it was older woman too. She said, marry only someone who loves you more. It's safer.
Okay.
And that's exactly what I did. A year later, I met German American. They were flowers and gifts and traveling all over the world, like now looking back, I know it was love bombing, which is usually comes with narcissistic partner.
Okay. Yeah, love
And
bombing. I'm familiar with it just through reading about it. Yeah.
I I lived through that.
I'm sorry.
Back then, there was no information. Right now, it's a lot of information
Yeah,
on even Instagram about narcissistic. I don't want to label people. I would say a person with narcissistic behaviors.
I understand. Yeah.
Habits. Yeah,
I like to do that as
yeah.
well. Hmm.
So when figure it out, kind of like this is not something that was showing me the
Hmm.
reality of being inside that marriage. We already had a baby together, my second child, and I decided that I want to work. I don't want another marriage. I want to make it work, whatever it takes. I want my kids to have family. And also, I am a tough cookie. He chose a wrong woman to play games with. So it was, yeah, it was exhausting. I was leaking energy to hold all this, you
Hmm.
know, brain, with this brain messing with my mind and perception.
It was using a lot of your emotional and mental energy,
Yes,
like burning
yes.
through fuel almost.
Yeah, you spend a lot of energy just to be fine, right? I walked around like I'm fine. I'm fine. Give me an
Mhm.
Oscar for playing acting like I am.
Yeah.
I am in the happy marriage, right? But inside I was numb. I closed my heart so I wouldn't get hurt.
Hmm.
And the thing is, when we open our heart to protect us from the pain, we also build the wall that if the joy, the beautiful emotions and excitement about life, it cannot go through that wall
Hmm.
neither. So the way we do one thing, we do everything, right? The wall
Yeah.
works
Right.
both way. Bad things don't come in and good things. So I was in a um I'll take responsibility, right? I could walk away. And I lied to myself that I'm staying for kids. And it was for kids, but I still had a choice. So that's realization and awareness is first, right? When we ask ourselves hard questions and we face the truth first for yourself, and then you say this truth to the world. So for me, going to Tony Robbins event was my first step. Tony Robbins has this exercise when you like close your eyes and you imagine yourself 1 year from now and nothing changes. 5 years, 10 years from now, and nothing changes. And I
Hmm.
saw myself in this miserable marriage, and kids are out of like out the house in the college, and I am stuck. I'm trapped, and I was just like that was a wake up call. Right, it's like people don't change when we see the light, we see when we feel the heat. I needed that wake up call to come home and file for divorce.
Hmm.
I faced my truth, my fear, and I'm like, whatever, it's not going to be worse if I leave,
Do
but
you
I'm
feel like
open.
that's kind of that was the turning point that helped you to step into that next chapter to find that courage to move forward?
Yes, yes, that
I'm
was
sure there were
just
more.
in the time. It's the mindset, right? Mindset first, right? Awareness, and then it comes opening the heart. But
Yes.
first, you need to
Right.
understand, like, oh, I am in this situation, right? And then next, what I'm going to do about it.
Hmm.
Um, so
And what role would you say did your spiritual side play during this time? Was this, I mean, you talked about how you'd kind of closed, well, not kind of, you'd closed your heart out of fear in your younger years. And then as you became a mother, you opened it back up again. And that you did that with your first and your second pregnant, each with different
Yeah.
spouse,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now you were in this place of you realized you'd been lying to yourself by saying everything's okay, I'm staying for the kids, right? But
Right.
you went to this event and just trying to envision yourself, your future self, 10, 20 years, knowing that that wasn't what you wanted and you wanted to do something about it. So,
Yeah. Because I closed my heart, because I followed the advice, right? Don't love, just marry someone who loves you.
mhm,
And
mhm, I
this is
see.
when you close your heart to love, when you, I didn't love. I mean, I loved my kids, but romantically, I didn't love like fully. Like I know I'm capable of, and I was a very lonely married woman. And when we close the heart to a person, and a man, in my case, right?
Mhm,
We we close our heart to God too. Again, the way we do one thing, we do everything.
yeah,
So to me, that was the absence of love in my life was killing me. I was getting into
mhm,
depression.
mhm,
And going to Tony Robbins event that would wake me up, like shook me, like do something
mhm.
about it. This is not right. You don't feel alive. You're just going through the motion. You're playing this role, this personality that people want what they want from you, right? Um,
Yeah, so if I understand what you're saying then is your heart is very connected to your spirituality. It's kind of not the same, but you can't have one without the other. It sounds like is what you're saying. They're very, very
Absolutely.
connected.
Yeah. How hard is a portal? Portal to God, portal.
Yeah.
It's not in our mind, right?
Mhm.
That's why the healing is also happens in heart. It's not
Yes.
mental. If you just make logically decision, okay, I'm good. I'm not. I don't hurt,
Right.
right? That would be
Right.
so easy, right? But that's such a
Yeah.
strong and delicate place that we have. And that was this human experience is coming through this
Mhm.
beautiful portal. And I was, so when I got home, I filed for divorce and we had this divorce battle. And I was in a legal trap. I couldn't leave the house. If I do, I would lose in the court the right to the house. It's California.
Wow.
So I had to stay in the house with another, I don't know when at that moment, under the same roof with all this psychological,
And did you
war.
have your kids at the time?
My younger one, my older one was,
Okay.
yeah, he was over 18. He lived on his own. So it was another moment when I started praying. That actually morning prayer, evening prayer.
Mhm.
I didn't ask to win. I asked for a peaceful resolution,
Mhm.
a win-win for both of us.
Right.
And I think because I didn't ask how can I win, how I can have a win-win for both parties.
Mhm.
I just want peace. I received a channel message. It was clear, it was channeled. It wasn't just like my idea because I have no legal background. So I talked to my lawyer and she said, interesting, let me check.
Mhm.
And within days, the case was settled and he signed the same day. And this is just a miracle
Mhm.
example of when you are asking from your heart without agenda, you asking for highest good of all,
Mhm.
you will be guided in the best scenario possible for all parties involved, because that's a universal law. So, yeah, it was grace disguised as law. It's coming through the legal system. My question was answered through prayer.
So you know a thing or two about growing through adverse situations, through very difficult circumstances. We can talk about this in a minute, but I can see now why your work is in the area that it is. You have walked the walk, not just talk the talk. I don't know if that's a colloquialism that makes sense to you, but so let's fast forward a little bit to, more present day. I'd say the past, I don't know, year or so, how you then decided to write a book. Tell us about what brought you to that point, knowing you had a book inside that needed to be channeled and written.
When I was a teenager, I was obsessed with Joan of Arc. I read
Okay.
every book about her, and like the youngest general in history. She was 19, actually 17 when she started. She basically was burned for what, right? Dressed
Yeah.
like a man, spoke like a woman, listened to God. So her books were like inspiring. What I learned that the woman's voice is instructions from God, and leadership has a cost, and the guidance of the goddess and goddesses and angels and whoever you believe is always available. So last year, I was invited to be featured author at Los Angeles Tribune. It's one of the largest media companies in the world, and they launched Women's Journal. And I was invited to write an article about a woman who inspired me. And
Oh,
of
very
course,
cool.
Joan of Arc was my first choice. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I have to write about her. And leadership, because I have leadership program for women who wants to speak from truth and feel safe, being visible. Safe is very important. Safety for women to speak
Mm-hmm.
the truth, right? Our throat chakras, many of us have closed throat chakra. So the article was published in February, and the same month after the article was published, Kira's videos showed up in my feed on Instagram.
Oh, really?
And later, I attended your mastermind, and I signed
Yeah.
up for the program. And later, I find out your publishing house is Joan of Arc. I was
Mm-hmm.
interesting, right? The way the God talk to you through Instagram
She's
sometimes.
speaking your language.
So the God always speaks to you, right? It's like we are the one who don't listen often. And in that case, I did listen. So I'm very happy. I followed the breadcrumbs, one
Mm-hmm.
event to another, and then I ended up on the Writer's Island channel in the book. And Joan of Arc was part of it. I felt your presence on the island. I felt Mary Magdalene very strongly. And I had like 4 chapters written, and I was open to anything. When I go to the island, I thought, well, we'll see what happens. It will be 1 book, will be 2 books, like circling,
Mm-hmm.
coming through me. But I wrote 4 chapters back in 2022, and I never, I procrastinated. I couldn't find time. I found lots of excuses why not to write. So in the invitation to go to the Writer's Island was my gift from God to write something. I know the book is coming. It was very strong. And I didn't know what I'm going to write. I just let it be transmission. So what showed up was her voice, the name of the book, her voice,
Your voice.
lightning on the writer's island, because it was a book like a transmission, like lightning strike. I wrote that book within 2.5 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we were still on the island. I started writing second book, Your Heart. So
So if you don't mind if I kind of get some context here, when was the article that you were asked to write in LA for the, did you say
in
the
February,
Tribune
it was published.
of this year,
Yeah.
2025?
Yes.
And then you found
Here is the same
Joan of
month.
Arc Publishing, Kira's group
Yeah.
later. So
Like the
just
same
this year?
months. The same months. It was like publishing that article was like my invitation to the world. Like, here I am. I'm standing
Wow.
with Joan
We'll
of
have to
Arc
put a link to
for,
that in the
for
show
women
notes.
voices. Yeah.
That's cool. Wow. Okay, so you wrote 2 books on the island?
Well,
Kind of.
I'm finishing second book, Your Heart.
So
With
the first one is called Your Voice, the second one is Your Heart?
her voice, her heart, her, HER.
Oh, her. I'm sorry. Okay, got it.
My accent.
That is beautiful. I can't wait to watch that unfold and for those to be published at some point next year. So, share with us. You've been through a lot. Wow. Um, how do you think your choices, right? Stepping into your brave self, stepping into that unknown, like what effect or maybe influence has that been on your own children? Or maybe they're still young and that's yet to be seen. You don't need to tell us their ages or anything.
Oh no, they're young men in their 20s. So my older son actually became Tony Robbins' coach for some time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they were deeply engaged in anything I did. My
I gotcha. Okay.
spiritual journey. Um, yeah, I have a granddaughter.
Okay.
She is,
Okay. I
yeah,
thought you were younger.
we
You
bless
have,
in the water together. She speaks to trees. She is very
amazing.
connected. Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. So you are passing on your grandmother's legacy.
Yes,
That is
yes.
so beautiful, Natalia. I love that.
Isn't it the old ways, the ancient ways we did, right? Women through generations, we sing together, braiding each other's hair,
Hmm.
singing around the fire, under the full moon, and storytelling, right? And the wisdoms that were shared from generation to generation. We danced.
Yes, we did.
I still dance. Like that's what I do with my granddaughter. We dance in the morning to connect to our
Mm-hmm.
feminine. That's the fastest way. If you feel like tired and exhausted, turn on music, 3 minutes, and move your hips like eight, the infinity sign. That's the fastest way to feel energized, because feminine energy is very energizing.
Hmm. I'm sure the energy of your grandmother is present as well. I'm sure that her spirit, her essence, her being is a part of all of this.
Yeah.
So share with us a little bit about your relationship with God now. From, you've shared with us young Natalia, all the beautiful things you did with your grandmother and what she taught you, your experience when you were I think in your teens that brought fear. And then when you became a mother and you opened your heart again, and now you have grown children and you're even a grandmother and you're on the other side of two marriages, of opening your heart and, working on your mindset. Both are important, really. You can't just do mindset alone. You have to open your heart and learning when your emotional and mental energy was just exhausted and learning to recognize that and guard that energy, right? I heard you share that as part of your journey with your second marriage as that came to a close. Share with us about now your relationship with, some people call it God, some call it source, divinity, the universe. I honor all ways of referring to that great power that is greater than us all.
Yeah. Well, I feel deeper honor, and I feel so humbled when the messages that come in my book are channeled. I like since I'm back from the island, it's like a faucet is open, and I I just need to be available. I just need to have a pen or have a laptop
Mhm,
and receive the messages. And for that, you need to have your heart open.
mhm,
So my daily ritual. I don't like the word routine. It sounds
mhm.
very like masculine and disciplined and very boring.
I
I would
understand.
say
Yeah, I get that.
ritual, right? I start my day with blessing the water because water holds intention, right? It has consciousness. I start mm, with a prayer. I connect. I open my heart and I start writing. And this is my responsibility, I would say, for the next few months. I finished my book, my second book. I launch the program online for women. It's called Your
Mhm,
Heart. If you feel like something is resonating with you, whoever is listening right now, and you want to feel alive and you want to feel um, what it feels like to not wear the mask or
mhm.
armor or the wall around you to protect your heart. It's a safe container to open your heart and stay open because that's the best way to live. To feel
Definitely.
all of it, especially joy and excitement and life.
That is so beautiful. I know that there are many women out there who will benefit from being in that safe space that you can provide. And I see that you wrote here that you have a wait list. We can make sure and leave the link in the show notes for that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
The enrollment is open. It's ongoing enrollment, so you can join anytime.
Okay.
And it's just beautiful place where women who are into deep work, because we need to lead yourself first before we lead everyone else, right?
Mhm.
Family or work. It is our responsibility to feel centered and aligned. And speaking from your heart, people feel you. They listen differently.
Mhm.
The world listens to the woman with open
Mhm.
heart. I think it's time.
I agree. So I just have one question remaining, and I ask this of all of my guests. What does living beyond the shadow of doubt mean to you?
Hmm. Knowing that the God is my collaborator, it's not a
Mm,
concept. I I listen, I surrender, I allow,
I
I,
love that. God
yeah,
is my collaborator. That's really
co-creator. The God is experiencing through me. So let's make it fun. I'm done
Mhm.
with suffering.
Yeah,
It's choice.
mm,
Pain is inevitable. Suffering is not. It's a
it's
choice.
true. True. Well, thank you so much. Um, this has been so enlightening. I just have a few quick questions that I ask to get to know you. They're for fun questions. And so I'm just looking for 1 or 2 word responses.
Okay.
And I ask them of everybody. I'm not putting you on the spot. Tell us your favorite book or a favorite book.
I have so many.
You can just
So
pick
many.
one.
I would advise for people who wants to separate God from religion, check out the book The Disappearance of the Universe.
The Disappearance of the Universe. Okay, noted.
It is funny too.
Okay. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm both.
That's a good one to be. Who is your favorite artist?
I would say the music of Chopin has
Mm,
high frequency, so that would be my first
love
choice. But I
it.
have many. Yeah,
Are you a night owl or a morning lark?
night owl for sure. I write when it's quiet and peaceful,
Mm.
and then yeah,
And do you have a celebrity crush? It's
no,
okay if you don't.
I don't.
Okay. Do you do still or carbonated water or diet soda or some other fun beverage?
I I honor my water. It's spring water still. Yeah, I
Spring water is
take my
good.
water seriously.
Okay. Yes, you do. And then finally, the furthest place that you have traveled.
After divorce, the divorce battle put women in masculine energy. You have to fight. So 3 months after it was completed, I went to Bali to regain my feminine energy. And I used to think that Bali and volcano has masculine because it's kind of like erupts, right? It
Mhm.
turned out it's feminine. Volcano
Really?
and all this beautiful emotional eruption, it's so feminine.
Well, I
So
look
yeah,
forward to
the beautiful
experiencing that
ways. Yeah.
one day. I haven't been to Bali yet. Well, Natalia, thank you so much. If folks wanted to reach out to you to ask you questions, we'll leave the link to your program in the show notes. But are you also on social media or what would be the best way for them to reach out?
The best way to reach out for me on Instagram, DM me. It's
Okay.
be phenomenal, be.phenomenal.
Okay.
Or check out my website, phenomenalcoach.com/heart if you want to join the program. And we have a retreat. I take women to Egypt. I received a message from Mary Magdalene, bring people, women to Egypt. So I have retreats in April and in November.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Well, I'll be sure and leave all that information in the show notes. Natalia,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your
Well,
time.
thank
Thank you for sharing
you.
your heart with us.
Thank you, my honor.
Writer, teacher, author, Mormon scholar, and founder of Dialogue Journal, Eugene England said, "My faith encourages my curiosity and awe. It thrusts me out into relationship with all creation and encourages me to enter into dialogue." As a proud member of the Dialogue Podcast Network, my hope is that Living Beyond the Shadow of Doubt podcast is an extension of that vision. Hopeful Spaces is a Dallas Hope Charities component of Hopeful Discussions, sponsored by Mercedes-Benz Financial Services USA. It's a free monthly parent, ally, or caregiver support group facilitated by Megan Skidmore Coaching. Email chc@dallashopecharities.org for more info. Visit meganskidmorecoaching.com to find this podcast and additional free resources, including the link for a complimentary coaching session. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram for more, or to send me a DM. Help the podcast grow. Please follow, review, and share with a friend.